Hey, Mr. Mayor, happy opening day to you and yours.
Happy opening day, Steve. How you feeling today?
I'm good. Always a sense of optimism on day one here before reality sets in for some of our teams.
This is a day when all teams are potential winners.
Exactly, exactly. First question on a more serious topic. I'm sure you saw the Times article last night that went into detail on the governor's book deal. Looks to be $4 million. There's a question of whether he used public resources to help put it together. And then there's the issue of the 3-page long broadside, as the Times put it, that was included in a first draft where he said, you have very little interest in governmental operations. You have obvious ego-driven narcissism, annoying and counterproductive. I wanted to get your take on those words and, in general, the book deal as we have more details on it.
Well, Steve, first of all, I think you see every day the level of focus I bring to all these issues we're facing, and I'm deeply committed to leading us in this recovery. And that's what I'm about. I'm not going to focus on petty insults. The issue here is a profound one. This is what we're hearing now in this new report. The facts that have been laid out by the Times indicates very clearly a pattern of corruption, pure and simple, a clear, consistent pattern of corruption. The governor wanted to personally profit and politically profit from his book deal. He covered up the truth about the nursing home scandal, and his team covered up the truth to benefit himself financially and politically. That's what we're seeing. He inappropriately used government staff to further his own personal aims. I mean, it's in great detail there. This requires a full investigation. The impeachment investigation now needs to look into this. And the federal investigation, the Attorney General's investigation, now they have to add corruption related to the book deal and misuse of public staff and public funds on top of the deaths of thousands of people who were in the nursing homes, the cover-up of those deaths, the fact that there have been numerous instances of sexual harassment and sexual molestation, the scandal related to the Tappan Zee Bridge. Every day we learn something new, but it's all one clear pattern of corruption. That's what we're seeing. Go ahead, Steve.
Thanks. And given that the kind of numerous allegations here and that there's still more adding up, obviously this is a very important time of year for New York State as they're still putting the budget together. Do you feel like the process has it all slowed down in terms of holding the governor accountable, and the assembly still looks like it's in the beginning stages of its impeachment investigation? Would you go as far as to make the call to speed up the process to hold this governor accountable?
I have a lot of respect for the assembly and the work they're doing right now and the whole legislature. Thank God they're there. I mean, they're leading the state right now. Speaker Carl Hastie and Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins, they are leading the state of New York. They are holding things together. As I've said, the governor should resign because at this point, he cannot lead and he cannot keep the faith of the people anymore. So clearly, it's creating distraction, it's creating confusion, and we need to move forward, especially as we're fighting the coronavirus. But I think that I have a lot of faith that the legislature and the assembly will, they will figure out the timing that makes sense. They've got a lot to cover, though, Steve. I mean, I'm sorry to have to say this, but look at every day we hear new revelations that require their own investigations to get to the truth. This is a lot that has to be unraveled, but it all points in the same direction. Just blatant corruption that the governor got away with for years. And then on top of it, what we're seeing now about the impact of campaign donations. Well, what happened with the nursing home industry and the cover-up? How much was it related to campaign donations from the nursing home industry, from the big hospital systems? And obviously, some very good reporting lately. He received a huge amount of donations from billionaires directly, and he has been the number one reason why we haven't had fair taxation of the wealthy in New York State for years. I mean, I tried to get him to do a tax on the wealthy in 2014. He fought it with all he's got. Why? We're now seeing more and more because his pockets were lined by billionaires. So all of this needs to be investigated.
We have time for two more for today. The next is